Good morning, Shlog fans. It is Tuesday. It's time to start the week. And yes, we did hit 3,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that. I really appreciate it. Partially because I want to grow the channel, but honestly, a lot because I was ready to get my hair cut. That was getting out of hand. A lot of you guys, you new subscribers, are coming over from TikTok. Thank you so much for that. You older subscribers who haven't been on TikTok, yes, we're on TikTok. We're actually over 40,000 followers over there, which is kind of crazy to think. So if you want to see what we do over there, head on over to TikTok, and we're at Highland Cycles, all one word, lowercase, like normal. Yeah, guys, excited for the week. We got a lot going on. We got a lot of projects to do. It's going to be a good week. This morning, I'm going in a little bit early because I got to change the tire on the Husqvarna and get it ready because the gentleman is coming down to pick it up this morning to go ride. Everything else is done with it, so that's good. But I do got to swap a tire and a moose. And then I'm going to take the top end off of a TTR50 that is smoking like a freight train. So I think the top end's done. The owner already took it apart, put rings in it, put it back together, and I asked him and he didn't even look at anything like the cylinder anyway. So I bet it needs a piston and a cylinder and all that stuff. Fortunately, that stuff is inexpensive, so we'll take a look at that this morning and we'll just get after it. Guys, I love you. If you like what we're doing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If not, that's cool. But yeah, let's get on with the daily Shlog. All right, guys, we're at the shop. Got the wheel off the Husqvarna. Got the old tire moose off. Gonna put a new cheater and nitro moose on it. Let's get this done.
I got a girl, and she is so fine.
All right, guys, to describe this morning as nutty would be the understatement of the century. I've already changed tires on a 1290 Super Duke. Zach is putting U-joints in that thing. Sorry, Zach Sheets. But and I've had a ton of people order things, checked in all the parts. But now got the full XR100 up here. Gotta check the carburetor. It's leaking. They put a new float valve in it. The customer did. But I don't think they got the float height set correctly, maybe. So we're gonna pop this sucker up here, see if we can't figure out, hopefully it's something small, maybe a piece of junk or garbage caught up in there. Get that, hopefully get that taken care of for them, because they're on the road, they're trying to get back out there, doing some riding and get on back home. So let's get that thing apart and take a look at it. All right, so we got the little carburetor off. What was happening, I didn't film it, but the float was leaking even when I would test it. Let me show you how I test these things. Super technical way of testing it. So you got the fuel line in, we're blowing it. You can hear that blowing through. What you want to do is push this up, and when it gets to about level, it should stop, and you shouldn't be able to blow through it. So we're good. This one's good. The old needle just had a little bit of a groove on it. So I think what she actually replaced was the floats and not the actual needle, because the needle looked old. So I think she had the floats confused with it. Anyway, so we got her fixed. I think that's going to be all we need. So slap her back on. The little 100 be good to go. All right, guys. So got the little Honda fixed. It's running great. Just needed a new float needle, had the float height adjusted, it was all good to go. Also put a fuel filter in line for that thing, because there's a little bit of dirt kept coming out of the tank. It's been, you know, it's lived a rough life. So now we got the TTR50. I'm gonna pull the top end off of this thing and take a good look at the cylinder. I think I'm 99% sure the cylinder's all scored up. So we're gonna get that thing off and take a look in there. So we'll start with taking the seat and tank, exhaust, all that stuff, carburetor, get that all out of the way, and then it just slides apart pretty fast. All right, guys, we got the little motor apart. And it's kind of hard to tell on the camera, but the cylinder is just worn out. It's not scratched or anything like that, but it's just really dull and no crosshatch left in it. So the little piston just can't seal, or the rings can't seal. And that's just kind of the nature of these guys. They get lots of time on them. But yeah. So we'll take a look. Isn't it? Look how cute the piston is, though. It's adorable. It's an adorable little piston. So yeah, we're gonna take a look and see, but my guess is that it's much easier and cheaper just to buy a whole new one of these. And because the last time I checked, I couldn't find anybody with a boring bar small enough to make that hole just a tiny bit bigger. So it's kind of just the nature of it. But there we go. There it is. It looks like piston's got a little mark on it. And I'm sure it needs valve seals too. So we'll talk to him about that. But you can tell it's been burning oil, and lots of it. So, and the valve, oh, actually, the valve might be bent. Let's see. Never mind, it was just on top dead center overlap when I took it apart, so they sealed back up. They're all good, but definitely burning oil. So yeah, give these guys a call, see what they want to do, see if they want to spend the money, because it is going to be kind of expensive. So that's a bummer, but probably has lots and lots of hours on it. All right, guys, next on the lift is not a whole motorcycle, but it's this wheel. This guy, his complaint is that when he gets going down the road, or even a gravel road, at 40, 50 miles an hour, it starts hopping really bad. Now, if you look, it's got that, which definitely doesn't help. And it's probably, yeah, it's a little bit distorted on that side too, so he definitely hit something really hard. But it only started after he put this tire on. So what I think is probably the real problem is that it's just super out of balance. This is a Moto Z or Motos or whatever, what's it called? Mountain hybrid. So it may just be a really way out of whack tire. So we're gonna just balance it up a little bit, not like crazy. I'm not gonna get too crazy about it, but you can see what I'm doing is letting it just find its home down. As you'd expect, the rim lock is gonna be down relatively low. It's not gonna be probably not the heaviest part, because we got the valve stem up here also affecting it. So it's gonna be pretty close. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a fair amount of weight and we're gonna put it right up here and get it close so it doesn't get that harmonic thing. And if you guys have ever experienced it, it's kind of unnerving as you go down the road. It's not just wah, wah, wah all the time. It's kind of this funky hop. So yeah, so I'll put some weights on that thing and check it out. So it stopped spinning. So that's the light part, that's the heavy part. We're gonna put probably about 1.5 ounces of weight up here, and we'll spin it again, and hopefully it lands in a different place, or at least is really slow to stop. So needs more weight. That's promising. And I think the owner is here right now, so slap just a little bit more on it and call it good. All right, guys, so Zach Sheets, angry Zach Sheets, look at him. Yeah, he's getting the face. He actually had a moment earlier with U-joints on the ATV. He deserves to be really angry right now, because that was a nightmare. We're working on this little YZ85, cleaning the carburetor, all that stuff, but we are also installing a clutch. And this clutch, if you get in real tight here, you can see what's left of the grooves. That happens. Let me show you guys. So if you've ever heard of anybody talking about a notched basket, this is what happens. So you get a clutch, this friction plate right in here, and what happens is it goes like that, and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it eventually creates notches in the basket that then doesn't let the plate slide open, slide and open the clutch, disengage it or engage it easily, and end up with a real notchy engagement, or when you pull the clutch in, it drags and wants to keep going. This is the super cheap way of getting you by for a little bit longer. These people are trying not to spend a whole bunch of money on this thing. We got a new EBC Dirt Racer clutch kit, so it's got fiber, steels, and springs in it. But when we took it apart, the clutch basket was notched, so Zach took his handy dandy file and smoothed it out. And that's not a fix forever, but it is a fix for now, and probably on an 85 actually it probably lasts quite a while, unless it gets really hard on the clutch. I usually on my YZs do that 2 times before I replace a basket, because you do open up the clearance on that thing so they rattle a little bit more, which then makes them groove easier and all that stuff. Which is leading me into a segue, which is coming very soon. Henson, Mr. Ron Henson of Henson Clutches, is sending me a brand new basket for my YZ 250. I'll go into why we're doing that, but basically my basket's junk. I've tried lots of things. I've filed it, blah, blah, blah. I need a new basket. So Ron is kind enough. He's giving me a basket to test. I'm really excited about it. I got a whole new clutch pack. That's already here. Basket should be here soon. So stay tuned for that. I'll show you how to install a clutch on a YZ250 and then why the Henson clutches are so nice. So yeah, super stoked about that. Guys, it's the end of the day. I got to push some stuff in here, and then I'm going to get you guys with the outro. There's Eric from Screaming Piston Speed Customs with the little motorized bicycle. How fast did you go?
I got it to 38.3.
There we go.
But it'll go faster.
Yeah, so he's got new tires, skinny road tires and stuff. Anyway, we're gonna make that thing go faster.
Suspension components for a custom spring report.
Nice, yeah. So it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna make that go faster too. So, yeah, guys, crazy day. All right, guys. So, end of the day, got to get out of here. But I forgot, we got a mail time situation right here from Mr. Robbie Noyles, who is the moto saint, who gave us the KDX 200 for my boy, helped sponsor the YZ125 project for my kid. Super stoked. I know what's in here, and I'm really excited to show you guys. This is really, really cool. So, I'm not exactly sure how Robbie knows Fritz, my old boss, Fritz Cadillac, also ex super rad moto rider, professional guy, 9 times 6 days guy. Not sure how they know each other and all that, but these are Fritz's 1986 ISDE pants when he was racing for Factory Husqvarna. How cool is that? Malcolm Smith Racing, like, dude, check this out. Look at that. Don't see that patch very often anymore. Robbie, thank you so much. These are hanging up here as part of the museum now. Those are awesome. Fritz, if you ever watch this, this is super cool. They used to have his butt patch on them, but they took them off long ago. But yeah, these are factory pants, dude. These things are awesome. I'm super stoked. Like, super stoked to have those in the collection. I'm probably going to put them on the wall for the Gospel of Two Wheels. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for another Daily Shlog. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you for my very first subscribers way back. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to all my patrons. Thank you for everybody who supports this channel. It's just overwhelming how much support you guys are giving me. I'm just absolutely amazed and so grateful. I love you guys. You got to get out, spread the gospel of two wheels, and please, it's almost summertime. You got to ride your dirt bikes.